to my YouTube channel called Big Crazy. I really welcome you to my video, my first video on a specific topic that I have at heart called Bitcoin Life. In Bitcoin Life, we'll talk about Bitcoin life. So essentially, I really want to invite you to reflect on how you could live your life on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a new technology, but before we dive into this, let me introduce you to chapter 1. And in this chapter 1, we'll talk about what money is. So I want to invite you to reflect on many topics. But the topic of today will be what money is. So there's many questions that I really want to invite you to ask yourself. Essentially, I have about 5 questions that I want to make sure that all the listeners and viewers are able to answer for themselves. The first one will be, why do we need money? And I think it's a very interesting question because most of us, sometimes when we go about life, we are so busy that we never take the time to actually stop and reflect on why are we doing what we're doing. I think it's easy to say that we are trying to earn money because we're trying to survive in society. And I think that that's an easy answer because we just don't have time to think a little deeper than just that surface answer. That's the type of answer we'll give to our kids or someone who is bothering us if we're trying to get rid of them quickly so we can go about our business. But I think if we look a little deeper, we'll find some interesting answers. What I mean by looking deeper, I mean just ask ChatGPT. That's what I mean by looking deeper. And they'll answer you. And I think that their answer will probably surprise you because it's never going to be, you just need money to survive. This is an interesting take that I'm guilty of myself. So I'm trying to have a different approach. So essentially, when I asked ChatGPT, they answer exactly what I expected them to answer because I kind of read a lot about the topic already. And I wanted to make sure that I'm not crazy. That's the title of this. That's the name of this channel. I think I need a crown that just says crazy, so that I'm just basically exposing myself. I know you guys are the normal ones, the watcher of this video. You guys are the normal people. You guys do normal things. And it's totally fine. I guess it's cool to do normal things. Essentially, what I wanted to discuss a little quickly here in this chapter 1 is, well, first question is, why do we need money? I mean, it's an interesting question. I have my answer, but like I said, my answer is a little ridiculous. After I thought about that a little longer than just 5 minutes, I'll give you my answer. So my answer was that we need money for survival. It's a real indication of how you grew up, right? So I basically thought that you need money to live your life. And depending on where you live, we need money to live our life. That's what I wrote down. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you also think the same thing, that we need money to live our life, or do you have any other point of view? I'm very curious. The second question was basically, why do we The second question was, what is money? Like, what is it exactly? And I want to think about this in a very interesting way, because for me, my answer is simply, it's the tool that we use to exchange value with, with one another. Okay, that's my ChatGPT answer. Okay, all right. So my real answer is, we need money for survival. we need money for survival. Yeah, that's my answer. What? Actually, no, that's not my answer. That's a wrong answer. That's the wrong question. The real question was, what is money? And I thought money is a piece of paper. uh, yeah, money is a piece of paper, and it's gonna help you in your life so you can live your best life. Or it's gonna help you survive. This is interesting of a question. It's a hard question, isn't it? I mean, what is money? Depending on who you ask, they'll tell you something different, right? Depending on where you live, you'll answer this differently. Depending on what you're going through, you'll answer this differently. If you have plenty of it, if money is not an issue for you, I think you'll answer this in a very interesting way, right? But if you don't have enough, and every day, like right now, you don't have time to watch this video, then you will still watch this video, right? And it's interesting. I think this question is very interesting. Well, what is money? Well, what does that mean? I think it's a very individualistic. The answer to this will be very individualistic. I think it depends on so many different things around you. Okay, so that's the second question. What the heck is money? That's what the second question is. So the third one out of 5 is going to be, who controls money, right? There must be somebody who is actually creating the money, right? This is a real question too. Who controls the money? My uneducated answer to this is, let me talk to the person who is controlling the money so that I can negotiate a very nice deal with that person and receive a very hefty sum of money. That's what I would say to that person, because I don't know who that is. So if you're watching and you know who controls the money, I want you to tell that person to get in contact with me. I will link my personal information at the bottom of the video. If you can do me this favor, that would be I will actually reward you for doing that. So thank you. But I just don't know who that is. That's the thing. I don't think you guys know. I don't think you know either who controls the money. But if you do, please send them my way. And we're going to have a very nice conversation. I think we're going to have a nice conversation. It's just a conversation. We're not going to fight or anything. No. I know those type of things are completely prohibited by the YouTube algorithm and the policy. So I will never engage in such a thing with a central banker. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I mean the person who controls the money. So that's the third question. The fourth question, and we almost done, because I know you guys are looking at me like you have something to do. I'm probably going to cut this piece off. So the fourth question is, what gives money its value, right? What gives money its value? Again, this is a very legit question, because it depends on how you use the money. What form of money are you using? I'm not sure, because some people use debit cards, right? I mean, that's the first thing that comes to my mind a debit card. I've never said cash. uh, but that's because of the way I live my life, right? But I I'm sure your answer will differ from this depending on where you are. But I would say, if I were to use cash, I would say it's the number that it says on the paper. I don't know. Hey, this is a funny question, isn't it? I think it's a very funny question. And I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me what you think. Honestly, if the algorithm brought you to this video, I want you to take the courage to just write down in the comments section the answer to these questions. And there's a final question. This is the final boss. Actually, that's basically question 4, part 2. I want you to tell me what other crazy question, because this is the name of this channel. This is what we do. We're crazy here. So if you're normal, just be a little crazy for a second and answer this 5th question, I would say. Well, what are the other, like, are you asking yourself those questions, like, honestly? Or is there, because those are just like the top 4 questions that I had in my mind. But if you have any other question about money, I want you to write it down in the comment section, if you don't mind. And I'll do my best to answer them. But as you can see, I'm just like you. And I'm trying to live a normal life. But in this channel, in this particular section of what I want to talk about, we're just going to call it, I'm trying to live my Bitcoin life. And we'll talk about this in the near future, but as of now, I want to lay the foundations of this conversation that we're going to have. So that's been it. I hope you had a great time with me. I'm going to leave it up to you to debate on these 4 or 5 questions that I just asked. And I want you to be very honest with yourself, because this is what's going to determine whether or not you're going to want to learn what's coming next. And until then, I will talk to you soon. Take care.